Right, well tonight we've got the dubious honour of presenting AutoCAD electrical and mechanical, the latest release 2010. So what we have, we'll start out with electrical. I'll run through electrical for those of you who use electrical. I know there was one here earlier. So to start out with the new features within electrical, some of them are very similar to what you saw with Peter's presentation earlier tonight. The ribbon interface, of course, that's now standard across a suite of products inside of Autodesk. The workspaces have actually been improved for AutoCAD electrical, so that there is now a 2D, there's a 2D and electrical workspace, and there's a 3D electrical workspace. There's also a AutoCAD electrical classic, which allows you to go back to toolbars if you really want to. And again, the workspaces are a left to right mode of operation, so that you get into the groove of things. What I'll do is we'll just have a quick look at that. AutoCAD electrical. So you used to have a tool palette sitting down the side here with all your schematic and panel and all that sort of information on it. It's now been shifted up to the top. So we've now got the project tab, schematic tab with your icon menus, your circuit builders, wiring, panel tab for your panel diagrams. Reports have been singled out to a single tab now so that you can extract your reports and your audits as well, which have also changed. Importing and exporting data, conversion tools, and as Rod mentioned right at the start, which comes with all the AutoCAD family of products. So I've just got my standard drawing open here. I've got a wire up down the side, because the next item on the list was a circuit builder. Okay, so the circuit builder has been improved. This release now includes single line wiring diagrams. I'll just have a look at the circuit builder. Now got a standard three-phase items, single-phase items, power feeds, motor circuits. Right. There's also single line motor circuits and power feeds. I'm just going to put out my horizontal here. And at this point I can have a look at the configuration of this. So it says where do I want to put it, so I'm just going to attach it to this bus. And what's my motor? So it's going to ask me a whole bunch of questions at this point, so I can define what's in this circuit. So I'm just going to choose a small motor, very small, about 1.5 horsepower. Gives me information down the bottom here, what its maximum load's going to be, so startup loads, full load amplifiers, full load amp multipliers, just to give you a safety factor. I'm just going to choose that guy, and it's automatically brought up the wire size that's required to drive this. Now again, at this point I can go and change that. And this is one of the items I mentioned earlier, the green design. Okay, so if I need to improve the current carrying capability of this wire, I can choose a different wire, 12 gauge or 10 gauge. Or I can look at square millimetres. So at the moment it's set at 1.5 square millimetres, it's only using 47% of the current carrying capability of the wire. But further on I can say, well, how far is this wire going to run? So I'll go 20 units, we'll make it metres. And I get voltage drops calculated for me. So it's really nice, and you can work out, well, it works out for your wireless estimate, maximum annual cost. So we'll leave it as a 1.5 square millimetre. Okay, and that puts it back in here. Select the next one, have a look at the next. Is it a 3-phase or is it no motor? So it's going to be a 3-phase. What type is it going to be? I've already pre-selected that in a previous dialogue. And if I just run through here, these are all the extra bits and pieces you've added to the circuit: overloads, terminal strips. If you want to put terminal strips in, terminal strips. plug, so if you want to disconnect, pop that in there, put its manufacturer in, it goes away, reads the standard database, just grab one of those guys, and it puts that information in a few little materials. Right, so I'm just going to, what we've done, I'm going to put all that information in, and it's going to go and build my circuit. Okay, so here's my circuit, here's my 30 amp fuse. Over here I've got another 30 amp disconnect, I've got my connector here, and my information on my motor. Now we can add information to these by editing the attributes of the standard AutoCAD blocks, so you've got AutoCAD to read them. But if I drop another one in, I can actually use an existing circuit. You can't use that for the first one because there is an existing circuit. List it, I'm going to select this one because that's the guy I put in. Okay, insert, ask me where to put it, so there it is. And you'll find that I've got a 30 amp breaker here, and a 30 amp breaker here. So you can effectively copy the circuit. And then you can also use this with your standard move circuit, save circuit, all that sort of information you can with your standard AutoCAD electrical sort of functions. Inside the circuit builder there's a recalculated wire size. So you can go back and say, well, I want to recalculate for this motor the wire size, and it puts me back where I was before and say, right, I want 10 square mil. And it goes and changes it. So now, on my layout, I've got a 10 square millimetre wire running to this motor, as opposed to -1, which would have been this guy. So the circuit build has been improved out of sight with your single lines, single line diagrams. Also, in your icon menu, you could be single line diagram, one line components added in as well. So, for instance, we can drop a transformer in here, just pop it there, doesn't matter, and it treats it as a single one. You can tag those two components in the schematic later on. How many of you have used the electrical audit function and it's spat back the whole project at you? Nobody? Why not? Okay, so the electrical audit is part of the reports. And run an electrical audit on now, you can run it on, it's picked up 476 errors in this project. I can look at this active drawing, it's found 39 errors. So inside here, unconnected wires, all this sort of thing, wire number missing, etc., etc. But if I don't want to see this particular drawing, I want to see this one here. If I double click on this one, it reruns the audit for this drawing. And it's found on drawing 3. Okay, so that's changed immensely from just giving you everything in the whole project. If you have a project with 1,000 drawings in it, you don't want that audit to split back everything in that entire project. You just want to see what's